No heavyweight moves like him.
No one moves like him.
He moves like a 185er.
It's crazy.
It's nuts.
With that kind of explosive and that power, it's crazy.
Crazy speed for a heavyweight.
Joe Rogan reacts to Tom Aspinall's new leaked sparring footage, and it sent the MMA world into overdrive. Aspinall is back in camp, back in the gym. And judging by what people are seeing behind closed doors, this is not the same calm, patient, respectful heavyweight we've grown used to watching over the past year.
Think about Dana White saying Tom didn't continue.
Tom didn't want to continue in the fight, so.
And then also, who gives it to eye pokes?
Who gives it?
Well, listen, I didn't continue. I'll tell you why I didn't continue. Because I'm not a dummy. Like, I'm not going to go out there and fight one of the best strikers in the world if I can't see. I know, as an MMA fighter, look, things are going to happen in the fight that compromise you. Go back and watch my fight with Arlovsky. The end of the first round, he punched me right in the eyeball.
Final 20 seconds of the first round. Oh! Big right from Arlovsky.
For the rest of that fight, I couldn't see him out that eye. That's fine. If you get punched or kicked in the eye, that's fine. If you get double eye poked in both eyes and you've got no vision because of a foul, why should I carry on so some dummy can look and say, oh yeah, Tom just got knocked out? Because I ain't going to fight if I can't see anything because of a foul.
So for Tom, unfortunately, and even his dad said this, he's like, Tom has 3 fights left on his contract and then we're going to get a boxing super fight. We're out of here. Because think about it. Well, let's say he beats Ciryl Gane, right? So we're never seeing that again. Who else would you pay to see him fight? Now it's going to be free on...
Only John Jones, only.
Yeah, so he has 3 fights left. So you're going to get Ciryl Gane. He'll get the winner of Alex John, which happened at the White House. And then maybe fight if he loses that, which he will if it's John. If he were to lose that, he fights the loser of John versus Alex. Those are your 3 fights from Tom. And then you go to box, because let's say he re-signed for 6 fights. Who are you going to watch him fight? Volkov, or he beat him.
Are you
Pavlich, or he beat him.
Yeah.
Curtis Blades, beat him.
Yeah.
Almeida, he doesn't deserve to be in the top 5. Acosta, those top fucking, besides Curtis Blades, 2 through 15 aren't even in the top 25 of this 2015. So for Tom, he was born at the wrong fucking time.
Some reporters think that because I think that he should box because it's more money, that affected him in the fight. I've never heard as much as people saying what I say affects Tom in a fight. I say loads of things to loads of people. People who are around me all the time know that. Boxers are around me all the time. It's just because of the money. And it's the back to, if your son was a fighter, would you sooner fight for a ton of money or not a ton of money? It's a no-brainer, but people still have a narrative of what a fight is.
Does Tom want to go into the boxing world and maybe fight a Tyson Fury, maybe fight a Deontay Wilder?
I don't know if he does, but I think if you get into that top percentage of the sport, the UFC do not pay anywhere near as much as the boxing does. And I know, being around Tom every day, that when he spars good boxers, he spars good. So I think he'd do really well against a real high-class boxer.
With Zuffa boxing under Dana White's leadership, do you think there could be an eventual crossover where you get a massive super fight that could be on a Netflix?
It doesn't depend on me, that depends on Dana White. But I think Tom has the ability, because I've seen him box at the highest level against some real good guys, that he could be at that level.
This is a Tom Aspinall fueled by frustration, anger, and unfinished business. The footage circulating now shows Aspinall sparring with a level of aggression we've never seen before. Faster entries, heavier combinations, no hesitation. There's urgency in everything he does, and the message is clear. This isn't a comeback, it's a statement. Joe Rogan hasn't broken it down frame by frame publicly, but the reaction across the MMA world is exactly what you'd expect. Fighters, coaches, analysts, everyone is saying the same thing. This version of Aspinall looks dangerous.
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA. Yeah. And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train for like he his back up in one of the sessions when he was, because he only got the fight call 2 weeks before the
I was just
event.
going to say, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just,
he didn't even
took
train
it early.
He didn't even train. He couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He couldn't train. So he just went out there and fought. He just said, let my back heal up. I'm fit enough.
Yeah.
I'm in shape enough. I'll do whatever I can do in training, but he couldn't wrestle.
Yeah.
He couldn't do much sparring. His back was fucked up. So he had to kind of let it heal as much as it could in like 10 days and then go out and fight the scariest guy in the sport.
Ever. Yeah. Crazy. Did you call that?
Yeah.
I knew you called it, but did you call, did you
no, I had no idea. I had no idea. Both of those main events, I had no idea. It was like, you couldn't, Sergey could connect on anybody and put them to sleep. He just knocked out Derek Lewis in one round. He knocked out Tai Tuivasa in one round.
Yes.
He was a monster. And so you watch Sergey and you go, I don't know. You watch Aspinall, like I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed.
Yeah.
And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy.
Yeah.
Like a light guy. And so and he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning.
Damage to the eyeballs, and that will happen when a 6'6" Frenchman sticks both of his fingers knuckle deep into your eyeballs, okay? So that's not surprising. But what is surprising is that he has something called Brown syndrome, which basically is where the eyes aren't moving in tandem with one another. So therefore, the eyes, which are basically cameras, right, for your brain, in case you don't know, they're seeing different images. And when you see different images, you see double, or maybe sometimes the brain cuts out one of the images so that it doesn't get confusing and you don't get headaches and stuff like that. And then, of course, when you're only seeing through one eye, you have problems with depth perception. So, of course, he's been advised that he can't fight yet. Now, that's a real shame because Tom should want to get back in there ASAP. He does want to get back in there ASAP. Remember, he said on this video, he spent 6 months training for this fight.
You train yourself for 6 months for a fight, then to get double eye pokes, be left with no vision for nearly 6 weeks. How do you think I feel? Not feeling fantastic ever.
It's the first real undisputed heavyweight title match that he was a part of, and he got robbed of it in one round through no fault of his own. Now, in the video that he put out there, he said that Ciryl Gane did this on purpose. And he highlighted a few areas where the fingers were kind of outstretched. And yes, he was poked in the eye before, and then he had the double eye poke. So he said that Ciryl Gane did this on purpose. The whole plan was to try and, I forget the exact wording, something like, limit his ability, put him at a disadvantage so he couldn't fight as well.
Watch the fight back. That's when I really got the gist of what's going on. The guy was trying to poke my eyes out all the way through that round.
Now, obviously, Tom's the one living through this.
And it makes sense, because let's not forget what brought us here. A stalled division, months of waiting, the Jon Jones saga dragging on endlessly. Then finally, when Tom Aspinall steps back in, everything erupts. The eye poke, the backlash, the insults, the accusations that he quit. And through it all, Aspinall stayed quiet. Until now this camp feels different. There's no Mr. Nice Guy energy left. No careful diplomacy, no playing politics. This looks like a man who feels disrespected. And when heavyweights feel disrespected, bad things usually follow.
A lot of people are talking shit about Tom, but he apparently still can't see. Here's the thing. The other eye got hurt as well, but not as bad, but it looks way worse. The finger goes way deeper in the other eye.
And it's crazy that everyone that talks the most has never been poked in the eye. Not even a little bit, accidentally.
Oh, it's horrible. The idea that you can't see and then you're supposed to fight a guy, it should be an instant 1 point deduction.
He doesn't have detached retina. There's no damage to the eye. So, he should heal up soon, and we'll figure out when we can make the fight again. He's at home. He's recovering. And as soon as he's able to fight again, we'll book the rematch.
Tom's the one that's getting absolutely slaughtered online, and Tom's the one 6 weeks later still having to go to the doctor and still can't train and do any kind of combat. So he's the man that's living with this, okay? So you understand, you kind of will get emotional. You will be pissed off, and you will think that Ciryl Gane was doing that on purpose. I still don't, okay? I don't think Ciryl Gane did that on purpose. What you want to do is crack someone in the face, and when the hands are out, when you go to grab, if someone comes in to take take you down or whatever. Sometimes that happens. That's why this whole rule of the fingers being up, not allowed there, but they're allowed there, is stupid.
This is number one bullshit.
Because what happens when someone comes forward and you got to grab them, because you can grab, you're allowed to in the rules, fingers go haywire, go into eyes.
What were your thoughts, by the way, on the Aspinall Gane fight? What did you think about the outcome of that fight?
I'm a little bit surprised, Have to be more easy for Aspinall, but I think Ciryl doing very well. Defense wrestling. Very interesting, second, third round, but this fight is finished now. It's gonna be a good rematch,
Yeah, that'd be
now
great.
it's people understand. They're both guys in the same level. The rematch is going to be soon, I think.
Well, Ciryl Gane has provided an update since he last fought Tom Aspinall and poked his eyes out. The UFC have told him he doesn't have an opponent just yet, but he's still grinding away and he's training over with Tai Tuivasa. And Tom Aspinall responded.
Bully Aspinall makes an appearance and he said, no, there's not a date yet. I'm not medically cleared to fight and have to have surgery thanks to your disgusting fingernails. I'll be back soon to smash your face in. You cheat.
But I love this side of Tom. He doesn't give a He's not trying to please the UFC and be a company man. He's just saying f you to everyone. And this makes me excited for the eventual matchup.
But what's more concerning for me is he's having surgery. I feel like that's kind of news.
It's a very serious injury, but he's not ruling out that he will be back.
Looming over all of this is one name, Ciryl Gane. A rematch that already carried tension now radiates heat. The first fight left questions not because of skill, but because of circumstance. And Tom Aspinall knows that. Everyone knows that. That's why this footage matters so much. It's not just training. It's preparation for revenge. Stylistically, this is frightening for the division. Aspinall already had elite speed for a heavyweight, already had clean boxing, already had high-level grappling, but now he looks like he's added intent. He's not just landing shots anymore. He's committing to them.
Who'd you guys think was winning the fight? Who'd you have? I thought that Ciryl was winning the fight. If there was ever a time for a draw, that was about a draw. Or Ciryl. Stopping that takedown was a huge deal. So now you have a question of kickboxing. And Ciryl was really moving well, but the number one thing that he did was his reactions and his reflexes defensively. Tom throws a punch and Ciryl actually just turns and looks the other way as the punch missed, but he did a number of things. He was covering. He was rolling. Ciryl landed a big shot. Turns out Tom's got one hell of a chin. The fight was a bit of a surprise for Tom and their team. The fight was turning into what was going to look like a long, drawn-out contest. Who do you think was getting the better of it? If we were to take what we had, which is essentially one round, and do that 4 more times, who do you believe would have won?
Make a fist. Make a loose fist. It's not hard. That's all that's going to happen. But anyway, so Tom's saying that, and he's getting absolutely slaughtered online. A lot of people are talking shit. Okay, all you've got to do is Google his name, look on Instagram, look on Twitter, and some of the comments are just ridiculous. I'm not going to go through them one by one because, number one, there's just too many of them, right? But most of it is people that have never fought a day in their life. They don't understand, and either they're just fans of John Jones, they're fans of Ciryl Gane, or they're just haters. The world is full of it, certainly online and certainly on Twitter, right? There's a lot of it. There's a lot of out there, and you've just got to ignore that, right, and try and focus on the positive. It's like Happy Gilmore said, harness the good energy, block the bad.
I always like this with the TV cameras and the people and stuff.
Oh yeah, a lot of pressure. You got to rise above it. You got to harness in the good energy, block out the bad. Harness, energy, block, bad. Feel the flow, Happy.
Easier said than done, and it's easier to get a thicker skin like I have over the years when you've been in the spotlight for 20 years. Tom's still relatively new to this, and 1 minute is the belle of the ball, the next minute everyone online is talking. Okay, and that's a hard thing to deal with. You got to remember, yeah, he's a big gigantic dude and he's the heavyweight champion of the world, but deep down inside he's still only a human being, and it seems that the entire fan base has turned their back on him and they're talking crap. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't feel good. Like there's one right here. Tom is the most overrated fighter in UFC history. It's just absolutely laughable. This guy is becoming an embarrassment. Bro's going out so sad. He's lucky he doesn't have to fight me. I mean, that one's just laughable.
Imagine fight night. That's why fans aren't just talking about Gane anymore. They're talking about what comes next. Because if Tom Aspinall gets past Gane, and especially if he does it decisively, the entire heavyweight division could change overnight. Suddenly, the title picture becomes unavoidable. Suddenly, there's no room to stall, no room to delay, no place to hide behind politics. This version of Tom Aspinall doesn't feel like someone waiting for permission. He feels like someone coming to claim it. Joe Rogan has said many times that heavyweight MMA shifts quickly, and moments like this are often the turning points. One camp, one mindset shift, one version of a fighter showing up angrier than ever. And if this is truly the start of that version of Tom Aspinall, the division could be in serious trouble.